94.7 Asempa FM Suni. And we are the midweek edition of the show is live on Asempa 94.7 FM. You know, you actually do a saying it happens every weekday, 2 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. live on Ghana's biggest and the most authoritative radio station, Asempa 94.7 FM. All talk all day. Media say bonsu from you. Be at 6:30 p.m. on behalf of the production team led by Dominic Isiaboa, supported by Nana Chumbarema, Jackson Osayin Tiamwa, Eric Opare DJ, and a Queen Star Japan. Yari see saying Jumedi Ebremo. Promises to be an exciting show, and you're on Eddie, and I'll be running you by the issues on our table this Wednesday afternoon in Sunday Dorso into the time which you could you assume the sending all the incisive analysis, all the great interviews. The Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection will studio her, Honorable Cynthia Mamle Morrison, Honorable Member of Parliament. Honorable Cynthia Mamle Morrison will be joining us in studio. You better be coming Sunday now school feeding program. Government, feeding interventions during this COVID period in summer a free move about maybe some community in the area, and I feel no other constituency so in some way but before we bring her into the studio, Unim said and say and a banking sector cleanup no shares here Abai had to step in to save the situation and so Emma Ben 9 banks are. Some of them were consolidated, some of them were taken over. And we have first two GCB taking over, and the others were consolidated, and they form the Consolidated Bank of Ghana (CBG). Now, I was a customer and Sika and Saka Sika. So far, Bibinan Saka one day, Bin Sanka one day, and banking sector clean up and that's for the commercial banks. And I feel bar savings and loans, bar finance houses, and I feel micro finance, companies. In Jamuso, in excess of over 400 companies, I work savings and loans for microfinance for and finance houses, over 400 companies, and also call under the customers there have to be paid, and also because all of them not ever under the Bank of Ghana, or more than we are told, so largely it's been cleared. The critical point with the fund management companies. Into fund management here more mudi musika koto ho say okay we fixed deposit we musika koto say a promise a fixed return be over a period and the whole to me say how amount for sika no pubi men kasa kokogu fund management companies na easy enti omonoba under the Securities and Exchange Commission it will be different from the Bank of Ghana hot yana say yen share dante home popo papa na say me ya say for muchna sec to mo start your payment by who sem nam kasa say ni si etie yensa aka coalition of aggrieved customers of some of these fund management companies no studio ABD and community and your lineup near very 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 packed motion and so and for mama even kwabna santi atna say you may hear some segment no ebe bremo na afi ya hwe edisan kuma me fast da ema ya na boa for your affordable housing project Agbeve Herbal Center Amponsa Ifa Pharmaceuticals Duraplast Obapa Company Limited and a Lima Trona Ecobank Ghana Prostate 60 JL Dankwa Fesak Real Estate Freshman Fresh Lady Fresh Cool Capsules Ifrisasem Pharmaceuticals your Consolidated Bank of Ghana Korean Ginseng Tea, a tea for a healthy life Agoro Properties, your litigation free land, your federal blood builder Ebusuamo Jadro, Franco Trading Enterprise, Phones Papa Pafi, Tabia Herbal, Yara Ghana, Blue Crest University College, and Irata Motors. Or say for the best car batteries and oil, buy Speed Mate batteries and oil from Irata Motors. And the queen of boy may could see say Abramo. It's your birthday today, Della Maxi Gadebeku. Della Maxi Gadebeku. Happy birthday to you. It's from Honorable Hajiyama from Paul, your wife Harriet, and Nana Oye. And they say God continue to bless you. The Lord make his face shine upon you always. Enti Della Maxi Gadebeku. Happy birthday to you. Dini mudu. Enti especially yankupo woman adom sumu ayedu. Ewo. So oma ile kwa sante akwaba.
Well, I think that for me and come with the baby and get trade nose. Well, the cross and I do something. Yeah, the crosser. You know, of course, the crosser. The car and the panthers. I should be that. Believe me, so say, Bribia, they say, boy, homo. Now it's me consider city. You allow a lot of things to go. Your father say I know Malana Abeshe ko tin and 90 minutes here almost as my one time academy so you can asan because you can correct you hold my Bank of Ghana for the share banks we are holding a conform almost share in the papa it is a see good in Makwaso may I my empty me who commodity get me the economy the bar no crassa if we say you my guy the Munas Parliament crying share na yɛmfa assembly party contract party no man ni nkomo fa mu ehwe se eya na se nya na akwa MPP NDC nti bikrasa if say Ghana police aban bi wo so a aban ni nkofo bi antimi nya mfum so aban ni fu so a ana aban ni nkofo nya mfum so the class if is opposition but big promises Okada be free local cheap you cover malaria na se be free
primary health
no market kasa se ni na akire on betra be mu a na yes see one time no kwasa if say go share bono cross betra say obey ABCD sa no kura ni posa boshe no e dey pa no wetima no kwasa so this is the problem we have principles na yaka ho asem any credential ebi new mining we also saw MPP NDC near so my dear some pursuing. I don't think that now we have a solution to the challenges of this country. They be America. If you pump to a power year Panama say maybe starting from 5. We started from 1. Say 86 and starting from 1. Accra Kumasi Road. We are still developing Accra Kumasi Road. So how serious are we as a country? Accra Kumasi Road. You will see that real.
It is still a campaign promise.
And it's still a promise. Our manifestos. Accra Kumasi Road. Look at how and many banks are you collapse in the community no property because this is from Swaba. He for no more years from so. I should be there. There must have no years from so. I'm a me to so. 419 companies will be there by. Not only ex so policeman because I also policy can now they control so we don't care. We care about being in power or trying to get power and then manipulating the vulnerable society. The MPP research. People still follow people for partisan reasons. I'm shocked that I can't look at your face and tell you that and I'm sure you are what to know and then the question. I can't look at your face. Because we've forgotten that Ghana is always bigger than the MPP and the NDC. No question. That's the problem. If everything was in order, and no question. Because some and it is like the NDC behaving like a ostriches. As some now on this matter of Japan. Also, you're quite cry. You're for cry. It is not GGC, it's not this for non commission hearing. Because MPP force Bibi Baya, the come say, Bibi a president even at that time, Mama, the people did not give them a briefing space. And then they did bar and for already say or something for the bar. No, we should just call a spade a spade. Every time we lose out the content that we need to discuss, then we go after personalities, we go after political parties, then we lose it. Banking says, anything I could do. Banking says, anything I could do. Yeah, that's a men's gold as him. Anything I could do. For power na could do But we have a lot of challenges as a country. We are not attending to it. We can pick up Okada. When we can directly look at the face of political parties and tell them that when you do this Okada or when you don't want to do this Okada, the mandated institutions are because you trust our brother, you best your back is yes, you try your part for body because you're pay to me and you to me, but to me. We are gone past that time. That's how I did. What's it bro? Girls is your matter from Kura. That's why a lot of girls, they think that the only option left for them is to just use what God gave them. And it's the same. You can blame them. It's a shame, but you can blame them because they are two of them. The responsibility of every government. And say, apart from saying yes or ding. Apart from saying yes or ding. But it's a sad big work, and with the whole fine, and when you you see that the country is moving forward. No cry as so complete. Makacha, we don't have principles in this country again. The moral fiber, what identify us as a people, Ghana, we've lost that identity. And it's a shame. If we don't take the front row, because of your food, because of bread and butter, unfortunately the sacrifices that your predecessors here were unable to do it again because your food, because of your interest politically. We are lost as a country. And I keep reminding people, John Dramani Mahama cannot change Ghana. It is me, it is you, it is all of us. Because you didn't really quite DC in the Kuni. And dear brand and the NDC and the MPP. That's the problem. Our presidents will never have a challenge because and it's for Ghana but from 1992 it is a out of those manifestos they are papa. They equally say and make a tassisha no ho proye equally percent of football. You just can say a contract one city, you tata contract and money on 50 cities. Ghana suffers at the end of the day. Your hospitals and an accident is here. That's what the bench is so. These are the issues we have to look at. But we are looking at political parties and serving individual interests. And when I see that they line up like that, it is like Obata to the Meiji Jim. Everybody is fighting for him or herself. Everybody wounded, everybody hurt, everybody disappointed. And even in the midst of Corona, we have mistake Ghana Airways, Yamamani Samra back. Now be it was a friend Panko Amanonia. While we are Enkani Pakra 20 Ghana and say, I'm telling you, Obia, they prefer to be slaves in other people's country than to be like this here in their own country. It should be a shame to all of us, especially people who call ourselves, we have political positions, we have powers in other places, they will impact on society.
Management companies, very important. That's why we have them here in the studio. Even before we come there, William said the conversation I take center stage this week. This is a Japan issue. And let's see, of course, with the Yatna Kadibia say, Adia Bakua Achilles heel, the lack of principle in our politics. Principle. Nipani oppositioner. The position on issue a different. Oba power a different. That same issue but a different. And we've been at this for a long time. And now you're in progress. No, I stagnant. Unfortunately, no voices no so and also almost sorry a casano. Sometimes for fear of being attacked, for fear of being tagged. So we A or B, not just the attack in Obi, not just the attack, and then for lack of a better, any riffraff
can just call in on radio program, TV program, social media, to denigrate men of integrity in this country that we have. Nobody cares. Politicians are just us. So the country, your social cultural values, you know, the mere dance to say, you bet you man say where you're gone and you know, so no money you know, because a man was some ADA. I think that the man made the point Nabane say. We should thank God say you have very vibrant civil society organizations in this country. Of course, men can say CSOs na you know maybe are sacrosanct or most no based on our interest. But at least when you have them in the system, they serve as a check and a guide. Because left for the main political parties alone, because really, say NDC no opposition, they will have position on issues. Even though that same issue, no more power, they tried or actually did same. But no opposition, no, Nyoma assassin. If you don't have civil society organization, when you're consistent, actually always the Ghana interest, you hold a train. Because also on this age, government and they are defending the decisions they've made. Opposition also say they are barring here with the Japan deal in from nowhere, government communicators echo dege and over 2011 budget statement it turns out that in that 2011 budget statement it's almost the same as said they are buying iron. And when you leave the political and when you say when the MPP was also in opposition, NDC taking decisions They disagreed and actually
issues.
Use some of them as serious campaign issues, including family and friends issues, Ubo Wadamfo, Ibrahim and all of that, you know. And at least we've seen what the political parties, we've seen them for what they are. It is strong, and I'm happy say and civil society organizations now initially 15, they say acquire 21. Sorry, I can say no. We are not against in principle. Say a Bible taking steps to monetize your receipts from mineral resources near there. They are not against it. Omufi say transparency and accountability share that map, Papa. And I'm happy say finance ministry and they are meeting all those CSOs which is a good step. You know, and that's why we all have to pray and support vibrant civil society organizations. So they be almost serve as that check. And mind you, say CSOs and media also a part of civil society. And fortunately, a lot of media men are enlightened. We can also read the document available and take decisions based on what we've read. And I think of course, I mean, people will have issues with the deal, how it's structured. I think we should have an open and frank conversation around it. And if you say, okay, 49% buy person floating away too much. More, we can have that discussion. You feel say yes, I transaction and yet clear stating in clear terms. Let's look at it and have a frank discussion around it. You feel say you register company or Jersey, a tax haven, and should I for our image as a country. Let's have a discussion around it rather than the usual political propaganda president Ibrahim Mahama and confusing the issues. That's the conversation we want as a country, and then. If you are not going to say it, we are not active politicians. We will just say it, but we don't know the reality on the ground. That's what Mikato said. I have been, works as an example, with both political parties in terms of ethics or political parties. I have been with Kennedy Japan. He did work for Mother Ghana. He was not paid till the tail end. His Excellency former President John Dramani Mahama, Ekasim Chadeka. And because he took certain movements with him and said without even the knowledge of the then president. I have been with Ibrahim Mahama. Visitation to even Ibrahim Mahama cement factory by any government official, current government, is a hell. But what do you say we are doing? We are encouraging the Ghanaian to push up. The term markets will say, and then the so-called MPP businessmen, every 15 years now NDC ba power. Whatever ma accumulating the interest of Ghana anymore mono, e be bring it down to zero. Because it is time for the NDC to also build up, and that's the danger for this country. Because contractors, any businessmen, they were tagged as NDC people. So pass over Juma and the MPP. So are you fake? Say NDC time pass over MPP. Pass over Juma and the MPP. No lie. And we say we are building a country. We are building political parties and party sympathizers, not the country.
And I think, Oman, in that regard, I think, and we'll see, who say, oh, maybe to say Ghana, you need examples. Into shining light, I will be to me, a highlight, if you see this thing about contractors or MPP for contractors or NDC for depending on who is in power, we contract and all of that. I think the road minister currently is doing something different.
But give you the challenge?
No, of course, but the point is
road minister first challenge. I'll mention it. Road minister first challenge is this gentleman called Kofi Jobe.
Kofi Jobe, of course, that's the name of the at least despite all the challenges, he's resolved, say
how many personas like the road minister.
That's why we have to highlight the road minister. Now, among folks who are free what they are doing. But I think that's how we can build this country. And man. And that's why when we go to the US and some of the advanced democracies, even in the US now, one would say coronavirus, the man who is in charge of disease surveillance, popular doctor Fauci has been there as survey there 5 or 6 different presidents.
Not here.
But that is the lessons we have to learn. Those are the lessons we have to learn.
Health Minister Omodimbo at the Ghana doing Pepe Sobi. Not John Mahama Bamba. Also Kwabena Santi MPP Nino. It's also a bomb of Ghana Economy. Oh, you are doing a couple. Now what's the papa? There are some positions that are political positions, and over the way they are non-political positions. Because Dr. Fauci position in the US, a technical position. But here, even the technocrats, because of a change of government. And I think it's something we have to speak against, have an honest conversation around it, so we can move this country for. Politicians will say, okay, I deal with the minimum say, a mood that have fine pa, by be 1 or 2 issues be a whole, blows our issues now out of proportion. Hey, but we said, I dare say, Oman Penin near be who is a crowd. That's the interest. It doesn't help. That's the interest. Well, also the Mecca issues that we always want to get results are attacking politically. Results are not gotten. Very important. From 1992, basically, results because the man sama fufara. It's a miracle crying to me and not the SSA because a man yourself fufara. Ya she as the Uswasu, Yankosia Ga, Yan Fufra. And repeating 4 years after, 8 years after.
Say, 2020.
A normal, a multi-reality, but a normal. A Kwame Yakukudra Saba Catchers, or no, maybe a child of shares, as a normal United Shares. We are not subjecting anybody to scrutiny. So the next 4 years, if government still is in power, you are dead. The next 4 years, if government changes, you are dead. Can we do tit for tat and always be progressing as a country and as individuals? And it's shame, say any Apiaminka. And it's shame, say any BMSA. And it's shame, say any Bachi Matres. And it's shame, say Kasia. We pride ourselves, say, but it's shame. Say no schools are simple Ghana for the same danger. And the danger here is that I quote, read my lips. In the next 5 years, if we are not careful as a country, Ghana will be taken over by foreigners in every facet of our development. Construction, hospitality industry, whatever, all the facets of Ghana will be taken over by foreigners.
But have they not already taken over?
Well, okay. See, we are careful. You are careful. Now you shall say I am power Yankasia dear. You shall say Yankasia dear Antum, not looking at political coloration. We are Cassia MPP NDC. Obi, the danger is that when we NBC contractor, many NPP contractor, so what by far, we do this, for. Some of my bamba, and the year when the schools are working and make good because SSR contract now, the money. So Ghana has never moved a step forward. Always doing the merry-go-round circles, chess, and yes, sorry, let's see let's deal with this issue. Joseph Ayite Ewaha, Charles Nyame Ewaha, coalition of aggrieved customers of Black Shield. Okay. Black Shield used to be Gold Coast. Gold Coast, you fund, you know. Obviously, you and see a good. Omogun is saying. That's what we catch us. Maybe Papa, maybe most over 300,000 pounds. Wow. You know the command, no much man. Your friends say PPP chairman friends say in Ghana, yeah, I'm all for it. Yeah, why? Obi, who do my father is now? 300,000 pounds. Gold Coast Securities. Fund. Yes. Obisika over $10 million. I'm telling you, just people are not held responsible. Blood. That's the difference. Money is blood. Confusion is a fear and then another bank and then people, but another will make us know that on that part of the by way of the approach and seriousness of the issue. And you joke, I'm saying 300,000 pounds. Nana gunpowder, but some emails are going to correspond with them now. My main friend said, "Ebia na wo twen wa na wo twen san ka obehwe on YouTube live. Your YouTube streaming no yenya challenge kakra with our YouTube live streaming. E de mon fan cheye and so wo share on YouTube no nya you can watch us live on Facebook. In Facebook and search for Asempa 94.7 FM. We bet share live streaming on Facebook. The more and I'm going to try on YouTube ni nyina yesremo. We have a little challenge on YouTube and oko Facebook a obetimi enya say me kan no Joseph Ayite wa Charles Nyame e wa ha e a coalition of aggrieved customers of Black Shield in Canada Gold Coast Securities.
Sure.
Good. Into Joseph wa you right? Yeah. And Charles Nyame you not tested the very Charles Nyame Asaman Kese and
I've never met him. Enti ayara se mesona me kasafa Gold Coast issues you know.
Ngofo fi say you know.
Office NBC ni na kaseti okay someone okay. But I'm not anyamia.
Onko Asaman Kese kra.
Mi no krada.
Mate enti Joseph, at least my background kakra from where we've come. Say payment of customers now in 3 phases. In the first phase now for the collapsed commercial banks, sure. And a second phase never savings and loans, microfinance, and a finance houses. Sure. The third phase we are told say fund managers, fund management companies, and a dream so. Manya correspondence between money sec and so far.
Okay, thank you very much, Obi. Thank you for the platform you've given us. I said we ankasano. Edu tembia nikano eyedin kakra say you don't know why we should be where we are today as innocent Ghanaians. Nienti America say innocent Ghanaians and say
Asempa
investment ayeko invest in our minds
Asempa
it's a shared interest between ourselves and government because also in every economy you enter into a financial sector and a driving economy and for us to invest in a legally regulated institution because just some few years ago when this issue about men's gold came up out STT categorically say they warned customers of men's good because it was unregulated.
Absolutely.
To the point, at a point, they said they didn't even know the kind of business men's gold customers. They don't know the sector that actually regulated the men's gold business. Okay, fine. on this occasion, as we talk here, Niema Yasemano Eye Yapan and say, we invested in an institution that was regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Yes.
So the question we are asking is that why is it that after 2 years, we cannot find our money? Pensioners who had gone on pension, some of them are police officers. As I speak to you today, in our last press conference at the Ebenezer Presby Hall at Osu, there was this pensioner who happened to be a police officer. He has served this country 36 years. This man is battling with prostate cancer. He had over 130,000
Ghana cedis. Black
Shield, which is formerly Gold Coast. This man just needs money for surgery, and this man is just dying away because he cannot find his money. The question we are asking is, dear Bonnie and I as Ghanaians.
But besides what be from SEC, because when I start to make I say the repayment, the repayment was in 3 phases.
Sure.
And we expect phase 1 will go to an end, phase 2 beba, and some of phase 3. Unfortunately, no of phase 3. And do you still say, even when you know in phases, now I was on the other banks savings and loans for nana.
It was our expectation say Anka buy down no. I was saying Anka I'm waiting me yes now but as we speak now we only had last Friday say Anka almost be commencing payments be only yesterday from deputy General Secretary of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Paula Bebio, indicating say almost suspend the process.
Almost suspended what they said they would be.
Yes, they suspend. It was on Joy News. I mean Joy News, midday news.
Yeah.
I mean, it was there that they suspended the payment. So you see, when you look at the whole situation, especially when human life is involved, you see, issues about economic right is a human right issue.
Absolutely.
Okay, because the question we are asking ourselves, we are being denied the right to live in our own country, and we feel more or less as if we are slaves in our own country. Can be that now. I mean, when you lead this thing, and people have to call you, people who have over 100,000 Ghana cedis, they have to call you for 20 Ghana cedis to be able to find bread and some water to drink. I mean, it's heartbreaking. It's very, very heartbreaking.
Minimum fund management companies ne dorsal.
Sure.
From more research here, saying fund management companies.
53 fund management. 53
fund management companies.
Customers are over 100,000 nationwide.
53.
Yes, over
100,000
customers.
No coalition here for just Black Shield.
It's for all the 53 fund management.
For all the 53.
Yes, we are
only a coalition of aggrieved customers of fund management. Sure. Okay. In a way, a secretary for the entire coalition.
Exactly.
Okay, that's clear. And Siciano, for all members, 53 members, no be a customer
No, not even one person. No,
not even one.
Nobody.
And these are people in hundreds of thousands. Sika and war stuck with these 53 companies. Billions of cedis.
It's over 10 billion Ghana cedis.
10.83 billion according to Securities Exchange.
10.83 billion.
10.83 billion Ghana cedis. According to a press release on the bar out 28 last Friday, 28th of August.
Okay.
Obi, sorry. Nena na nkaka sembe say near 1 million who dey come to know so abodam. Sa enya sa asem anka enya man ko se de ekwe. Me no ka say Gold Coast asem sa ma ye ni bi chinto wa ngofo yam fam asem ko because say bi ya me come de yen omo ma menti abodam. Obi wo say ye nyankutahudie bi ane. Ye nyankutahudie efi Securities and Exchange Commission. Dated 28th of August 2020. All the press released about Abonting. Yet you are training Yenim and bank ni go no ebi no afa kwan papa so fund management ni go no ba ne wa arishim se omampani na kufuado de enye boapayo it is akone sa cramp na ye nyabotra obesiesie And it's young customers now. We have been very patient, waiting, trusting the president and his government say they will clear the mess. It's over 2 years now, getting to 3 years. With that courage and confidence we have in the president, Entina Amia Yekum, ya mama yako ya file claims.
Must file claims.
Your file claims.
Or my validation.
Your file claim starting from 18th of November 2019, and your file claims. And you know, in the month of June, and our revenue ban this year 2020, and our revenue ban a call a leadership of the customers now said he wants to update us on their progress so far. In the meeting, I was part. Secretary was part. In the meeting of this closing say as a June, claims are not customers nina are filing against these 53 fund management companies standing at 90,000 claims. And 90,000 claims now as a them they have validated 50% of those claims, which is 45,000 in June.
Customers.
And you know we should wait. And Oriya, he was hosted on City TV, Bernard Avle's show, or repeating these figures. We have the videos and we have the records. The deputy was hosted by Kwamsi Fakan on Kokoko Morning Show. He made the same assertion. And you know, we were looking forward to very soon. We will just and if you have a communicate payment actually in the press release no what I say in the month of September there's going to be a payment and payment
month of September my specific date
specific date
okay, month
no okay. There's going to be a payment never no was selected 22 companies out of the 53 they actually say after the revocation no no appeal to committee be a friend no administrative hearing committee within SEC appeal no 8 companies appeal na case review the decision no give it back 3 companies license back to them into the car 50 companies 50 companies the boss young file claims no according to SEC press release no 90,000 3 file claims to 3 companies no customer showed up to file any claim against it. It's a man about to do 47. It's a conversation here we are considering 47 companies according to the press release by Securities and Exchange Commission. So 47 companies and 22 say 22 na mobile tuyaka. Now the remaining 25 companies Gold Coast Fund Management
Gold Coast remaining 25 no what's the reason?
Yes, they say Gold Coast Fund Management Gold Coast Fund Management and customers no standing at 82.3% of the entire customers affected under Securities and Exchange Commission cleanup exercise. 82.3.
It is over 47 companies now.
Yes.
Gold Coast customers inquire 80 saying
82.3%
of customers of all the 47 If at all the 53.
Figures I'm giving are making reference to the press release. Because in their press release, don't say as at 26th of August 2020. That claims are filing now standing at 98,820. Out of the 98,820, a new 82,204 Gold Coast customers. Okay, I mean it's a whole bad tiaka. Nase, Ukasa will sideline 82.3%
of the
together with other 24 companies and so on percentage no be come one o calculate here no percentage abani babetu ya enu 7%.
But don't you also think
the ground some okay any kind some say Dr. Indum
our court
good,
which is legitimate, no?
It is not in our case.
And you're legitimate.
Yes, it's not legitimate in our case.
Okay.
There's some case and you're legitimate in say. So far, Securities and Exchange Commission, press release now. After they revoked the license, no, they took 5 categorical steps to make sure that the process runs smoothly. One of the steps, they say, obviously they engage the government through the Ministry of Finance because they foresaw say if they have to resort to the loss of their establishment, say they will go through the normal process, go through the court, secure liquidation orders before they liquidate these asset of the companies, no, and some customers, it can be protracted. That's the way.
Yeah.
It can be protracted and delayed payment of customers that they are already in deplorable situation. So they liaise with the government and advise government, say, based on that, no, government should issue out a bailout package in the form of social intervention. Statement means social intervention. Now, often customers are more and normal Citizen Commission for the companies in court and into OB. If this is the basis for which you advise the government, so on issue out the bailout package. Nasa what's that done you gabro ni Citizen Commission? What's that done you gabro ni fa implement? The civil public, let's say, they are in court, so the bailout package is ready, but I can't pay them.
But don't you think that because from our breakdown of the mind based on a more press release, you know, who saw my said 22 companies big your mobile babitria, 25 and entry based on reasons as you see I basri into the bailout package, you know, air quamas are 22 companies or mobile babitria. For the 25, no, there are reasons why they cannot pay now because and yes, they companies they call court. The companies have seen SEC in court. And they say, what you may say, the revocation of your license, no, now a license, I cannot begin to be paying money to customers when you see me in court. It is reasonable, no?
It is still not legitimate, if you have references. Let's consider the revocation in the main banking sector, where you term it as commercial banks. When Bank of Ghana a revokee companies of these 9 banks, micro credit and savings and loans and microfinance. Dr. Kwabena Dufo, owner of Unibank, is still in court contesting the case. Okay, he sent the Bank of Ghana government to court. Contesting the case. Dr. Indom, that's GN Savings and Loan, is still in court contesting the case. Unicredit is still in court contesting the case. But when the government rolled out the bailout package, there was no grounds of communication, because these owners of the companies are in court and the bailout package cannot cover their customers because a social intervention with the idea if we depend on the court case, the people's life are being destroyed, people are dying, so let's apply some social intervention. And it's, as I speak to you, President Nakasa said 9 banks you cheer Obiaka 100%, which means that Unibank customers have been paying 100%. Why are they trying to apply the rules differently in our case? I the same financial cleanup exercise. But
Unibank, would you say the right example? Because the banks were consolidated. You understand? In Momo case, there has not been any consolidation.
If they were consolidated, the reason why they are in court is the same reason why Indum our courts. Indum and placing injunction on the payment of its customers. And why should they say
Go course Akoka 25 companies or multimintriana. And the first reason almost say because the companies no court. Second almost say
second also the Reverend Obama to air can say when Omubi acquires your mama file claims customers they file claims and so when you document from the side of the company now comparison and
reconciliation
and they couldn't get the
data from the company
from Gold Coast. They got only 3%, which is not true. It is not true in a sense. I'm using the words of Obama Reverend Obi. I'm using the words of Obama or say they have validated 50% of the 90,000 claims as at then, which is 45,000. Okay. But now radio, so we have the recordings here. Also, they have validated 45,000 as at then. And back fast forward in August, you couldn't validated 82.3% of the customers. So back in June, what customers constituted the 50% claim that you validated. Since you have paid the figures, don't put it out. Not just as of now, they have validated less than 16,000. But back in June, you said it in public. So what you have 50%.
What validated 50%?
What is 45,000? Again, Gold Coast Fund Management issue rejoinder contesting against those claims are
Omunya data
no. And also they have given the data to Securities and Exchange Commission in 3 occasions between 2019 as a date. The first occasion I'm citing and say prior to the revocation of their licenses in 2019 Securities and Exchange Commission conducted forensic audits on their operation through PwC, that's PricewaterhouseCoopers, Ghana. And in that said audit for forensic audit, they took all the data of customers and that was the first time. The second time they say issue directive said they should stop giving the facility and customers and leading to the revocation of their licenses. No, any of structured finance in the form of fixed deposits. Gold Coast Fund Management has made an alternative to restructure its facility on the customers. And I'm present it to SEC. And in that instant, SEC bringing all the books and the data and information on the customers. The last instant revocation of their license on the 8th of November 2019. The next day on the 9th of November 2019, Securities and Exchange Commission contracted PricewaterhouseCoopers together with Securities Agency. They went across Ghana, all Gold Coast Fund Management office, almost sacking all their workers out of their premises. They locked the door with intention, say they are preserving the data for not to be tempered for validation. And as I speak to you, the keys to all these premises is under the custody of Securities and Exchange Commission. Into why then you can say we need data? And the Trump was from that time of revoking license up to now, you've never written any official letter requesting for any additional information. Except say 27th of August. It could see letter come out Gold Coast Fund Management. No, 27th of August. And I'm a letter. I come out Gold Coast Fund Management say, move here some specific information. What's now what now? Adia Betty, Mama Boamania say, Munya, your data from validate, and I'm true letter. Now, Adia 28th of August, what Babonte say, you couldn't get those information, so you couldn't validate it as right from November, you finally claims up to this time. So, what are they trying to hide? And the child from Mukran said, there's a letter, your copy. Letterhead, Akufo-Addo, Prempeh, and Co-Chambers. The solicitors are AD Gold Coast for Assam Amomo before, during, and revocation of the license. President Akufo-Addo law firm, the leading legal practitioner, Dr. Alfred Boama. What's your letter dated? I think is it 26th or something August? Yeah, August. Aqua Commerce Securities and Exchange Commission. Clients FM they have been part of the process from the beginning, and the said document involve Iyoko because they want to stage in the public to see say they haven't gotten the document. If no more get the document, they know they have given to them in 3 occasions. These letters are there to confirm all these things.
All in some are okay. In the formula, you suspect say Buapayo. Na say Uba Betuaka na say wo salani over 90% of the customers are Minia or my AOB. Not Sabi in some phone habitual can saying for habitual. It's when the customers let's say yes, you shop a people say young train na obetiaka. Securities and Exchange Commission so moon complain from the revocation of the license a moon document biao. Tell some mobile amanese move betiaka na mobile Monsanka data. And to what were you doing? And from the Ababa doing the facts, customers in the banks, customers in the savings and loans, microfinance, finance houses, sa customers nensa ka musikano e mamo ahotosobia se monso monsa be kamo de
o mine impenifo se anka bi hye wanu ma ana wotubia eden ebene na de akwakoye no me hu se the whole mempese I don't want to sound political. I don't want to blame the government so much on the financial cleanup
on Asempa FM.
But say me know we now mind accommodate na say ya papa ni na say aka gare konko baako na ka say gare konko baako no de mama ni nkan fama aya me chance ya mini na wo man de twen otena ya kwafo mba na ya bampesi a wadi bia entwa yi obatan papa bia no kitwe bia ewo ho bia no me na na kan so eduane kan ene den ene men eduane a wo sabedi aka ne kan no ene ne men anka wo kyene kakra nkra emu bia nya bi edi na ye ko enim kakra ebebe bia no na ye di no nkakra but on my manhwe mam so ade the government is being smart on us. So we share a year microfinance, any savings and loans, any financial houses, and microcredits now. Companies is over 400. Is over 400. Customers in a room is over 3 million. Okay, but the amount involved is less than 7 billion. It's more than 7 billion. In our case, our numbers are lesser than these people. The amount involved. Yeah, and until when he say going to election, he should satisfy the masses that have lesser problem. Na yene die, your customers now in the face of your fan say claims no, and they 98,000 plus. But when you go into it, over 800,000 customers. Yene ya high in conform my investigations and you have all the proofs and the document. Which me fact because if we are corporate organizations. Na omakwa koye PF omusika nkakra na omakwa omode akwa to se emfaso be den ebeba ho it's there as a single investment but could be over thousands. We have churches for me cooperatives is not well registered but omusika omajiji na edaho. We have made all this calculation into say we are just 100,000. We are over 800,000 customers directly involved, and beside that, Sikada will say Obi etimo $10 million who says or command crowd. Ghana even 20,000, 50,000 that baby a crown. Let's say Ebusiano. Muno okebia ya den ewom on to aduane ma ne maami di ni papa di ne wo fast be call university oboa it is directly and indirectly we are over 2 million.
Messing about Charles Secretary, this is where we are. I think Matomoboa Church and Simobia OTBiano would understand where we are now. Mami Musa said for you now, Usika ne woho ye be saying, would you divulge that information?
Before I met back, I just want to put a bit of an addition, okay, on what Charles said. After Fiadana Security Selection Commission, the press release never out enough. Just on the Friday, just on the Sunday, Gold Coast, which is Black Shield now, on management. We presenting legal challenge. It was after the revocation that we started getting those information. Okay,
it was a rebranded
out of a rebranding process. I think that's what happened. But
you are customers of Black Shield and that's a Gold Coast.
We are customers of Black Shield as it stands now because the name Gold Coast has been changed into Black Shield.
Black Shield.
But I believe
that's why they are using it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what the point I was going to draw is that if you check the rejoinder now, Gold Coast management at the bar out now, almost indicate here say as things stands now. Customers no sika no do na amodi GN no. They invested in government of Ghana projects. Their customers, as far as they are concerned, have suffered enough. It's 2 years and over. The suffering is enough. If the government of Ghana and the Securities and Exchange Commission say they are ready to pay the customers because in the midterm budget, you know, an allocation of 3.1 billion was made to sort out our debt. What Gold Coast has said in the rejoinder is that government and the Securities and Exchange Commission should go ahead and give the money to the customers because they cannot afford for people to continue dying. So the issue about a court process is out of the equation. I don't know if you are getting what I'm saying. So for them, and even as I speak to you, Gold Coast management have engaged with the leadership, and they are asking that they want us to sit in the tripartite. So the Securities and Exchange Commission will be part of the meeting, and the three of us will sit down and we agree on a payment structure. So this issue about being in court is just to throw to throw dust in the eyes of the public.
But it is a fact, say Gold Coast is in court.
I'm coming. That they are in court. You, the government, you are saying that you cannot pay us because they are in court.
Yes.
And they say they are prepared to sit down with you, the government. Whatever, if the court is what is preventing you from paying us,
they will withdraw the case from
they
court.
are prepared to sit with government
And withdraw the case from court.
No, listen. Listen. If we sit on a table,
Any court now, Gold Coast.
any court, we are prepared to talk about everything.
Okay.
For them as a company to make sure the government will, because you see, the point is that the pain and the suffering we are going through, our money is not nothing. The money is in Government of Ghana projects. The money have been invested in this country.
That is what Gold Coast tells you.
No, that is not what.
Hold on.
Obi.
Yes.
Obi, this is not what government is telling us. We have come across interim payment certificates which show say Gold Coast, which set up a special purpose trading vehicle, which they call Ghana Growth.
Ghana Growth Development Company.
Yes.
Yeah.
They took money from Gold Coast through this company and invested in government infrastructure projects. So our money is not missing. Government is just refusing to pay Pakwesi Indum so that we can have our money. So the question is that let's go into that meeting. If they believe that they have allocated 3.1 million, they should show us where the 3.1 million 3.1 billion is, and they are ready to allow government to pay the customers.
because you are very fixated on that narrative, say Sikana Kwakodi government project mo, and a government is refusing to pay Pakwesi for Pakwesi to pay you. Do you know any of those government projects?
There are several of them.
Do you know any of them?
We know. There are several of them.
One example.
I am telling you that we have interim payment certificate. I'm coming.
One example.
Obi, I'm coming. Get one project.
Yeah.
We're part of those
Get one project. Bang.
Maybach. Obi. Okay, fine.
Documents are
Obi.
Documents.
On my phone here, we have interim payment certificates that have been raised and have been approved and have not been paid for. Jobs that have been
approved by who?
By the Ministry of Finance.
Yes.
By the Ministry of Finance.
Which company? Easy to throw the way out.
Give us time if you can invite us again.
Number the documents.
Yeah.
No problem. I think it's important. One of them is very important.
Again.
But initially, look, I said customer about $10 million.
Yes.
$10 million.
Yes.
And then you come on about 5 million, my sister. I want 5.7 million Ghana cedis.
No, we was $10 million.
Yes. Come on.
In go to go.
Now,
it's £300,000.
Yes.
But when is it one customer? $10 million.
$10 million.
But Obi, in our next press conference. In our next press conference, we're going to lead out a major information to the public, and I'm sure it will shake this whole country. I'm telling you, in our next press conference, we're going to issue an information, and you will see where the truth lies. Okay, what we are saying is that we invested in this country, okay, and the money was invested in government projects.
No, I don't want you to go on that tangent because there is no proof to that. Most of the proof that by tomorrow
from today's conversation.
The proof that
they are applying the rules differently.
Okay. When it comes to more and more
President Mandela said any person who changes his principles depending on whom he is dealing with, that person is not worth leading. If you have a principle, if you meet Joseph, that should be your principle.
It should be the same principle.
If you meet Obi, it should be your principle. If you meet Charles, it should be your principle. A government cannot apply the rules differently against sections of its citizens. In the banking sector, you are okay to pay companies who are in court contesting for their license customers with the government bailout package. In the case of Gold Coast, are you targeting Dr. Papa Kwesindum? Did you get the assumption? So that the customers will pounce on this man and devour him because they can't wait any longer. Meanwhile, other company owners are in court contesting their case on the same purposes.
And you pay them.
You've paid them. So why should you change the rules? Why should you apply the rules differently? So they are making us believe to suspect, say, the target of the cleanup exercise under the fund management was Dr. Papa Kwesindum, but they just have to knock other companies together with him.
That's what you believe.
That's my
only impression, Amonia.
Yes, that's yes. We don't want to believe that. But they
Obi onim asemba kwa yawo ade we mu nyina ne say. You see, as customers, let's talk about we have suffered for 2 years now. For 2 years, people have been on pension. They cannot find their money. They cannot buy their medication. And you know, normally when you go on pension,
but there is this other question.
Yeah.
Before the final straw that broke the camel's back, when the revocation actually happened, now more returns na monsaka. Were you getting your money?
We were getting our monies.
Are you sure about that?
We were getting our monies.
The last withdrawal was when?
I made a withdrawal in February 2018.
2018 February. And a revocation
it was over 200,000 cedis withdrawal. They transferred it into my account in commercial bank. I have all the documents to prove.
That was February 2018. And a revocation happened.
They set the path of they set these companies on the path of collapse, dated June 2018.
June 2018.
And they revoked their licenses in 2019 November.
On Asempa FM.
And from 2018 now, almost say these companies on the path of revocation, panic withdrawal by no. If you now in some cases because yen is who say sika krabia jijiska se bi on fan champagne na se bi uba so obeje dia no abiem panas no you the amount they invested so into company will be there for over 25 years. Na so ka say on for 6 months ensure customers over it claims over 10 billion Ghana cedis, over 4 billion Ghana cedis. How do you expect such a company? Commercial bank rebu raw and 6 months. Companies near Ghana Commercial Bank. Would they get the money? Bank of Ghana. See, customers now raw said they are in the space of 6 months. Will Bank of Ghana survive? So it was a calculated ploy to knock the company down. But we have no problem.
But those are serious allegations.
We have because of the way they are applying the rules differently. The way they are applying the rules differently in the case of Dr. Papa
because these are different regulators. The SEC is not the same as the Bank of Ghana.
No,
the Bank of Ghana applies separate rules from the SEC, from the Securities and Exchange Commission.
But in all, if the Bank of Ghana applies on Asempa FM, they should be able to liquidate the assets of the companies to pay its customers.
Absolutely. But that will take time in court.
It will take time in court. That's why the government rolled out the bailout package.
Absolutely.
For the banking sector customers. And that bailout package have covered even customers whose companies owners are in court.
But government also told you, say, they are doing these payments in 3 phases. They've done for the commercial banks, they've done for microfinance, savings and loans. They are now coming to regulated companies.
Coming to us normal country and say payment what SEC regulated companies, Gold Coast Fund Management customers are not part
for the initial payment. And almost say
unless
the case is in court, we are not part.
We are not part.
I mean, how can you do this?
So what you say? But the basis for most Securities and Exchange Commission, somebody secure that bailout package. And say you told the government say the case can delay in court and protract the repayment. Yes, and the government should issue out a bailout package in the form of social intervention for the customers. The bailout package has been signed by the Ministry of Finance, 3.1 billion. Why then do you come back to say the case now say what court never channel? what's your court in the room to me?
Because
of say cases no court better.
Per the discussion, my understanding is that government does not owe Park Indom. At best, government owes some contractors who took funds from Gold Coast Securities, but not the person of Park. Therefore, depositors or investors in Gold Coast are not owed by the government. In any case, where are the contractors who are owed by the government? And if the person is trying to stretch the logic in no argument, and asking some of these questions. That's why I say we shouldn't digress. Our focus is not government owning Parkway Indo. Our focus is that there is a bailout. Even companies are Omaboka, government work rampono, a buying bailout package is covering its customers. What's my argument I'm making? So our focus is not whether government just a passing comment that Joseph make here. It's not whether, but it was loaded. No, it was a loaded comment. That it was just a passing comment, and we will not argue on that. Okay. Our argument is based on the government bailout package for customers under Securities and Exchange Commission. Okay. I mean, we will not go on that tangent. We will not digress. We are focused on what we want. I think we've covered almost everything, all the issues. But
idea about one we've not covered is that can you believe say you call finance ministry police form to police for good so a brilliant chance here finance ministry. Oh yes, there's no chance. Police say idea I say no, these are desperate times. Yeah, I say na yet now you do why you na ka you or must suspend the payment. Exactly, na you could be say you do one number also me say over 100 now 100 over 100 customers. Okay. And coincidentally you now brought me yeko shia ho FM you bisa police PR no say ya anje permit and you bisa say the finance ministry is a public place, right? And the Securities and Exchange Commission is an arm of the finance ministry. So we went to ask for answers. So why should you beat us up? Because all the women were put into police. Just was put in a bucket. Bucket. You understand? They slapped him. I mean, they molested. I mean, why should we invest in Ghana? And after we invest our money, you can't find our money for us, and you beat us on top in this democratic Ghana. I mean, it's very sad. It's very, very sad, Obi. I mean, can you just imagine people who are like our mothers? People, one woman. The case we are reporting at the Greater Accra Regional Police Command this morning, this afternoon. Okay, the case is there. One old woman over 60 years. One was 70-year-old man. They arrested us and they sent us there. You understand? Beat people up. They had these electric shockers in their hands, shocking us all over the place. Because when we came to the place, we didn't. But if I'm an individual and I'm going to the finance ministry, a public demonstration. It wasn't a demonstration. No. Demonstration, not in the sense no nantia free. Kwame Nkrumah sign Canadian Krum. Once you convert at a place where you say more coin for a course. You know, for a particular course to demand certain things. You see, Obi, I know that there have been times people sit in their houses, they pick information and they gather at your it's not coincidental. It wasn't a program, yeah. Look at Ekwanya pressure and force. Naka discussing crowd person council catch us say on to me nyina. That is the feeling a lot of the customers. Ono crowd papa de wo ho. Me papa sika na ose wo ho. And she say en conforma etifie because of so obi wa oton mekoni tomatoes wodwom o person ni so adum sen Babcock University. What it is 10 cities for over 20 years for his son and as a daughter future university education. Nasa the Bani Rie Square Soko University for over 2 years now. Akolani TV. What will become of this? That's what year Juma. What that's year Juma. But that's year Juma.
now sika ɛwɔ yɛ bɛɛ sɛn
and I'm being kaka me name yiri sika ɛwɔ yɛ asat na me catch us make withdrawal 200,000 says sika ɛwɔ 140,000
Ghana cedis
my sister sika ɛwɔ 5.7 million
Ghana cedis
my mother-in-law so sika sanso wɔ
5.7 million Ghana cedis.
I'm telling you. She's a businesswoman.
Okay. So this is the
yeah, Modu, but
over kind of off air.
No, yeah,
but we are Juma.
But I'm managing. It's not easy.
Yeah,
sometimes what to eat is even a problem. I mean, you know, sometimes what to eat,
you know,
the car alternator say,
I
can't fix it. You won't believe it. In Tadian said, "I told what I do." And then Papa said, "You go that do."
Would you know what on that down?
Ya talk what that. Ebu oh, maybe you be a ebu what I didn't far. The top extra me young then I say. And you will say you come sa. You put on and reflect it near my away hono. And sir, and then the probably break man bako or ye retired military man. Or call hospital or one of your customer or your regular in our meeting. He called Joseph, I'm not prescribing his site a go off. I'm prescribing drama. And I must say health insurance in Coventry. Momuame, I assign 20 cities. He has over 100,000 in this Gold Coast family. 20 Ghana cities. A retired soldier.
There is this window
who made his life.
There is this window.
You can bring these customers here. For you to target them. For you. This is how bad the situation is.
We'll come back to this conversation. Mamena Mwase, Charles Nyame, a PRO, Joseph Ayiti, a secretary, coalition of aggrieved customers of the 53 fund management companies. And
the boy, and the Security and Exchange Commission to order. No payments we are because you say on my year validation we remove data a boapayo prove idea ya dey go for me na say e boapayo omo fa yen ka ho na asomdwemra ya da nase
Mamena Charles Amene Etienne kan go see say so ni e higher Sempa FM